Hi folks, wanted to discuss air conditioning or the lack of air conditioning. If you're having a problem with your air conditioning, there's usually many simple things that you could do to fix it all on your own. If customers call me, these are the couple of things I go through with them. Number one, what are you setting your thermostat for? Hopefully it's not lower than 70 degrees because at nighttime units can freeze up below 70 degrees. So always maintain 70 degrees or higher on your thermostat. Number two, if you go to your thermostat, what is the room temperature? What's it reading? So if you call and you tell me it's set for 74, but it's 84, well, chances are there's a good problem. Next question is, how's the air filter look? Because air filter has everything to do with a system operating properly and being able to perform. In fact, I had somebody just 2 days ago had a bad compressor. It burnt out, ran itself into the ground. And the reason was they had a very dirty filter, but the filter got so dirty that it sucked up inside the unit. All the hairs from the cats she had in the house got up inside the coil, inside the furnace, and it's like a radiator, and it blocks the passage of air. So they were getting poor heating, poor cooling. And what happened was there was no movement of air, and it worked the compressor to death. It just ran and ran and ran and ran. It drove itself right into the ground. Ended up costing $2,500 to get the whole system revived. So, an air filter is very important to keep it clean. And if you've checked the air filter and it is dirty, here's what you need to do. Shut the unit off and verify if there's any ice on any of the pipes, either inside at the indoor unit and the outdoor unit. Some people say to me, my air conditioning unit's outside. That's true. But there's the other half of it is on the inside. It's either mounted on, the coil is either mounted on top of your furnace in the basement, or you have a dedicated air conditioning system up in the attic, and in the attic there is a air handler, and that may be where your filter is, or your filter could be at the ceiling, like a return filter grill that you swing down with a piano hinge, and you replace the filter and close the filter back up. So if there's any ice evident on the pipe, that means that there's a freezing condition. People say, well, why is it freezing? It's either the filter's dirty, or the thermostat was set below 70 and it froze up, or it's low on Freon. There could be a Freon leak. So those things can be determined by a professional. But you as a customer should be checking the basic things. Make sure you got a clean filter. Then verify if the unit is actually operating. When you turn the thermostat on for cooling, 2 fans have to be running. One is the fan inside the house that's moving the air around. That's your indoor blower or air handler, or your furnace that's moving the air. And you can tell this by going to your thermostat and switching the switch to the on position. There's auto and on for the fan. And then there's heat, cool, and off. Go to the fan position and switch it from auto to on and listen to hear if the fan starts up. Then verify if there's any air blowing out of the registers. Makes a big difference. If the fan is running but no air's coming out, chances are it's a block of ice up inside the coil in the air handler. So you want to check for ice outside. Let's assume that you do find ice on the piping and you have a dirty filter. You can solve probably the whole problem all by yourself. Shut the unit off for about 4 or 5 hours. Take the dirty air filter out, put a clean one in, or run it for a day or two with no filter. That's okay. And take the outdoor unit and let the ice melt. Now, how do you know when all the ice is melted? Well, you go back to the thermostat, switch that fan to the on position. In fact, if you're trying to melt ice, you can leave the fan in the on position. It'll just blow warm air against the ice and then eventually blow through. But when the registers start blowing air down, that means you now have a free and clear system, no ice, and the air is free to blow through. Then with a clean filter, you can start up the unit. Monitor it. Keep an eye on it. If it starts to freeze up again, it means that there's a problem with Freon, because that's the only way it's going to freeze after that point. Unless it's very cold outside and you got the thermostat set for 60. And I hope that kind of helps. Basic things you have to do when an air conditioner doesn't operate. One last thing you want to check. Let's say that the unit's dead in the water. There's nothing working inside or outside. Remember I told you there was 2 fans. Well, there's the fan on the inside, but there's the fan on the condenser outside that spins around and around. You should verify if both are working. Let's say that only one is working or both are not working. The best thing to do would be to go downstairs to your circuit breakers, find your electric panel, and shut the air conditioning units off. Your furnace off or your air handler off, anything labeled air conditioning, condenser, air handler, furnace, any of those breakers, shut them off, wait 5 seconds, then turn them back on one at a time, and then go upstairs to your thermostat, make sure it's set for an appropriate setting, and then see if it comes on. Now remember, there's sometimes a 5 to 10 minute delay on some of the equipment. They have timers built into them so that you cannot start them, stop them, start them, and stop them, which is very bad for the condenser. So try those couple of things, and then if not, I guess it's time to call in a professional. And we're always available. It's Kennedy's Plumbing. You can reach us at kennedysplumbing.com or 860-296-4867. Thank you.